them for movies.
You should.
But I do want to expand on that's how you feel about food. Do you feel like your palate just isn't
Absolutely.
that
I feel like
big?
because I was adopted and because I was like in a group home, like I didn't really get much. There was a large part of like, I don't know, like some scarcity like around, if that's the word, like for
Yeah.
like we ate a lot of like canned food and like
Yeah.
not like home cooked meals. So
Yeah.
like I didn't really get to like embrace my culture at all or like
Yeah.
really learn about what there was in Colombian cuisine or like what there was in Native American cuisine. Like I never really learned about any you know what's really funny? I turned 15 in the group home and one of the staff it was really cute. She made quesadillas and beans and rice.
Oh my God.
And she was like, "I know we can't, like, throw you, like, a quinceañera, but, like, I have quesadilla for you." And I was like,
You're like, I'm
"I'm
not
not even
Mexican.
Mexican, but, you know, I'll take it. I'll take it."
Bro, that
I
is
would love to
insane.
live off of beans and rice, I really would. But, yeah, that was, like, years ago.
Yeah.
Years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they definitely cared. Like, that was honestly
Yeah.
the safest I felt with a woman in my entire life was when I
Oh,
lived
that's so
in the
good.
group home for sure.
How long were you in the group home?
Less than a year.
Okay.
Mhm.
And now that you're older, do you feel like you've been trying to make the effort to like lean into your cultures?
I don't know where to go. I don't know how to talk to. Everyone's dead.
Stop.
The Playroom Podcast.
No.
What? Oh, I'm a theater kid, dude. Sometimes I run up an Australian accent for fun. Sometimes I run up a British accent for fun. I'll stop.
I'll take a finger. Oh, is that
Did I
bad?
ever tell you about like when I worked at Dutch Bros, I would like do an Australian accent all the time.
And they
so
believed
people would
you?
come through the line, they'd be like, "Go get the Australian girl." And I'd be like,
You liar.
"Yes." And my friends would be like, she's not Australian." And they'd be like, "Oh."
Oh my God, when we start rolling, I'm gonna ask you about your Dutch Bros order.
Oh,
We're
are we
rolling.
going? We going?
Oh, it's rolling now. Oh, it's rolling. So,
Hey.
hi.
Okay.
What is your order at Dutch Bros?
I always get a kicker cold brew, but it's a cold brew. It's not a kicker. It's cold brew.
What's
And
the difference?
So there is the kicker breve, and it comes with like half and half, and it's like an Irish cream coffee.
I love Irish cream.
It's
Okay,
so
kicker
good.
cold brew. Any fancy add-ons that you do?
Nitro cold brew, always.
Okay.
It's stronger than the regular cold brew. And I get it with oat milk, but just a splash. I'm a bit high maintenance when it comes to coffee. Because I've worked in the barista like field for so long that like I know all the like secret menu things there is to know.
What is the most top secret thing at Dutch Bros?
At Dutch Bros,
Yeah.
you know, I'm sure there's like 5 million new things now, but maybe like I don't know, there's something called a Bob Marley. I don't know if it's super common, but it's banana, chocolate, and coconut. So
That sounds really good.
And the thing about Dutch Bros is you can apply that to anything. So if you want like a freeze or just like a breve, or if you just want like a cold brew, or if you want that as like I wouldn't recommend it as like a Rebel drink. It's not Red Bull, it's Rebel. It's like
Thanks for the
it's like an
clarification.
energy drink, but to me it tastes like Dayquil. So
Mm.
don't really.
You know, I had Dutch
fan.
Bros for the first time 2024.
When was that?
Actually, when you did my order.
When we went?
When we
together?
went, that was my first
Oh,
Dutch Bros ever.
Disneyland.
That was to
That was a
Disneyland.
sweet time.
That was
What did you get?
the kicker cold brew.
Oh, okay. I thought you got
I
like
let
a-
you
I got
order.
the strawberry horchata. Someone got.
I don't know, but that sounds insane for me.
Maybe it was Jared.
A little bit too wild.
It might
No,
have been
he did not get that. There's no way.
Really?
I wouldn't have allowed it.
Oh.
I'm just kidding.
Too sugary. Too sugary. That's the thing about
Yeah,
Dutch Bros too, is that it's very, very sugary.
Is
And
it like
you-
super high cal?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. I mean, it's kind of why people go. But there is like loopholes into that. You know, there's like
Okay.
sugar-free options, but then people are like, I want extra caramel drizzle. And I'm like, you're kind of
They're like
counteracting,
sugar-free
but like
latte.
extra whipped cream. Yeah,
Like,
that
you're like,
happens a lot.
do you know what you're doing here? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's
yeah.
real.
But I did work at Starbucks for a while as well, and I feel like that was a very depressing time because part of Dutch Bros too is like allegedly, all right, it is kind of frowned upon
Allegedly.
to okay, well, listen, like you're not allowed to have like a bad day, pretty much. Like you need to be that's why they're like kind of so
They're so
energetic
nice.
all the time. And I mean, if you work at a Dutch Bros stand, like you need to be doing like shots of like cold brew all the time. Like you have to keep that energy up. And there's
Yeah.
nothing wrong with that. I mean, it sells, that's why it's so popular. It's 'cause
They're
the
definitely
energy
so
is
nice.
so on point. Yeah.
Yeah. That's so real. I actually have noticed that. And it's very few establishments that have like that good attitude.
Yeah.
But then it's like, what is the true cost of that? You know what I mean? I'm like, oh my God, I had a great time through the drive-thru.
Yes.
But like, I'm
It's-
sure they're suffering inside.
There is some like hazing culture.
Is it?
I mean,
Allegedly.
I'm just
Allegedly.
It's nothing I want to like bash on. I had an extremely amazing experience working for Dutch Bros, but it was definitely like you have to be good at being a bit chaotic,
Yeah.
which is I feel like
Oh, that's so you.
I'm pretty good at that.
So on brand.
It was definitely a time.
When did you work there?
I think I was in high school.
Okay.
So probably when I was like 17.
For how long?
Not that long. Probably like
No.
a year. A
Short
year
lived.
and some change.
No, you kind of hung in there.
I did.
You hung in there.
I did. Do
you have any other jobs? Maybe even odd
I
jobs?
worked at Baskin Robbins for like 2
Oh, so
years.
you're in the
So
food. You're in the
I'm
you were in the
definitely
food
in
world.
the customer service field
Yeah.
for sure. That is something I feel very confident in like mastering is my hospitality.
Okay.
Like I feel like that applies to a lot of things, but I really enjoy taking care of
Yeah.
and kind of like manager mentality.
Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever worked like at a restaurant?
Yes, I have.
You
No. Actually, no food.
No.
No food spots, but I did apply to Din Tai Fung have you been to Din Tai Fung?
What is it?
You've never been to Din Tai
What
Fung?
is it?
It's like a dumpling spot. I mean, they have all types of stuff. It's Chinese,
Okay.
but it's definitely one of my favorite restaurants. Like it remains at the top of the list. It's
where is it though?
They
Is
have
it
it in a
closed?
lot of malls. They have it in a lot of malls. Like,
Can we talk about malls, please?
we can talk about
They
malls.
scare me.
You're scared of
They're
malls.
so scary.
Why?
It's just like a liminal space. Like I feel like something bad has happened here.
You know,
Multiple times.
I heard that there's gonna be a death of all malls.
What does that mean?
Like in the next maybe 5 to 10
They're
years.
going extinct.
They're going
extinct. No more reproduction of malls.
No more reproduction of malls.
Oh.
But can we talk about like who is actually affording the rent at the malls?
Oh, right.
Like how
I
are
never
they
thought
really
about that actually.
like I know that is so expensive to uphold, but you'll see that like random soup place that maybe gets a customer during prom season, but how are they still up? Money laundering.
Yeah. That
have the
honestly
answer.
could be it. That could be it. I mean, I've never had like the best. You just have to have patience to be in a mall.
Yeah.
I remember hearing a joke. Someone told me they were like, like why do they call it a mall? And I was like, okay, why? And they were like, because you go to a mall, like all the stores. You shop at the mall.
I don't get it.
Like them all.
Oh,
you
you
shop
get
at
them all.
Okay. It's all right.
Oh, it landed.
It's all right. I mean, it didn't land for me.
It landed.
I
It took a
sat
little bit,
there
but
for
it
like
landed.
5 minutes, and then it delayed.
You
And I
go
was
to
like,
the
okay.
mall. The mall.
You were
go to
onto
the mall.
something. It's about the delivering.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, so do you, even though you have a fear of malls, do you shop at any mall stores? Where do you do your shopping, really?
I go online.
Okay.
Because of you, I thrift now.
Okay. Okay, we're making steps
I've
in
been
the
having a
positive.
really good time with that. I do like the character that used clothes has. Like there's an energy about it.
Yes, absolutely.
My father was a big thrifter, actually. He was like he was kind of a hoarder, but he was a collector of all things, he'd like to say.
Yeah.
But he had like a lot of like cool like Native American jackets and coats that were like they just held
So
an
cool.
energy.
Yeah.
So
Was your dad Native?
Native American and
Yeah.
Colombian. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's
Yes.
such a cool mix.
Yes.
I
Yes.
love
He was
that.
like very traditionally Native American too. Like I remember when his wife passed, because he had very long, thick Native
Mhm.
American hair and he cut
Beautiful.
it off like in her honor. So when she passed away, we were like,
Oh.
oh, you like cut your hair? And he was like, it's what she would have wanted. And
Yeah.
it just like was the first time I like ever saw my father like cry. So
Oh.
it was kind of insane.
You
But
know, I mean, I guess it still all ties together,
sure.
but I had seen this video, so I can't take credit for this original idea because it's
Yeah.
not my own original thought. But someone brought to the light that for us being in America,
Mm.
there really aren't many Native American restaurants, nor do I really know like what traditional Native American food is.
Uh-huh.
Did you grow up with any like traditional food or like do you know
Girl,
anything about it?
I was adopted.
Yeah.
Like I didn't really know my father too well. He was way too old for me to really get to know him or
Yeah.
really even spend time with him in
Mhm.
general. So, I mean, I would love to be enlightened. I would love to know and learn
Yeah.
because, if that's anything I want to teach my children, if I do have children, it's that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like all I know from from Native American culture food is
Dream
fry bread.
crackers.
No, dream crackers. No.
Yes.
Have you heard of fry bread?
I've heard of fried dough.
Fried toe?
Dough.
It really sounded
DOUGH.
different. Fried dough. No, I like fried dough. No, I'm just thinking of fried dough.
I mean, it's good.
Fry bread. I don't know too much about it. I've just like seen it briefly.
Is it like French fries and like a loaf of bread?
No. It's like bread. Kind of
Okay.
flat. Kind
Uh-huh.
of like, have you had naan?
Oh my goodness.
It
Yes.
kind of looks like that. Don't know if it tastes like that, but I really want. I'm gonna put that on my list this year.
Okay.
I want to try fry bread.
Ooh, is that it?
I think it's like.
Okay, wait a minute. I've
Is it
definitely
that?
I
Or I think it's like
thought it's
fry.
like
Yeah,
a
Native American. I think it's fry bread, like FRY maybe.
okay.
It kind of look like that fry
It
bread, but
looks
yeah,
familiar
FRY.
now.
No, that's
I
Indian
would have
fry bread.
definitely mistaken that for like a Hispanic.
Navajo fry bread.
It almost looks like a pupusa,
No.
no?
It kind of does. I don't
Right?
know. I feel like it's savory,
Maybe.
but I really want to try it. Like that is on my list this year of things I want to try.
Are you a savory girl?
I'm 100 billion bazillion% savory.
I never knew that.
You didn't know that.
No.
I'm so not a sweets
I
girl.
mean, we go to like ice cream places sometimes, so I don't know. I kind of assume that.
Yeah, I like I'll go with the flow,
Okay.
but sweet is never my first option. Let me tell you about my flavor palette.
Okay.
I will fuck a charcuterie board up. Pickles.
Uh.
No olives ever though.
Okay.
I can't do the olives.
Never.
No.
Okay.
Pepperoncinis.
Mm-hmm.
Salt and lemon.
Uh-huh.
That's my vibe.
Salt and lemon. I can agree with that. Okay, so if you had a crepe, savory or sweet, you would go with savory?
No.
See? See? Okay, and that's
Well,
why.
that's different. I feel like I grew up on sweet crepes,
Uh-huh.
and I just know crepes
You're
as like
familiar.
a dessert, like
You're
like
familiar.
sweet. So I'll go with that. Like a savory crepe kind of creeps me out.
Doesn't make sense.
I just feel like crepes need to be sweet.
Yeah. They crepe you out?
They crepe me out.
Yeah.
Like
they crepe me out
savory, like
too.
why are we putting
Mushrooms,
mushrooms
broccoli, cheese. Doesn't make any
and
sense.
gravy?
No, I agree. I agree.
You know what I
agree with
mean?
that, yeah. I'm definitely a sweet tooth. For sure.
Okay.
Yeah, that's me.
And what's your favorite sweet?
Ferrero shares.
Okay, that's a good one. I do like hazelnut a lot.
I'm a big hazelnut fan. I'm a big
Hazelnut's good.
Irish cream fan.
Yeah. I like that palette and the sweetness.
But it's interesting because I've never been a frosting kind of girl. I'm
Neither.
like all about the
Neither.
foundation of everything.
But You made carrot cake
I
with a
did.
cream cheese frosting on it, and I think about it every day.
It's my mom's recipe.
Wow.
Yes. Yeah,
Shout
she was there was something really beautiful about the way that she baked.
Mhm.
You know, like, not to be, like, cliche, like, she did bake with love, but it was like an art for her, like, she would
Mhm.
dance while she was in the kitchen and, like,
Oh.
really put everything she had into it, and I think that, like, when it comes to savory food, there's nothing that I'm, like, against. I'm not opposed to trying anything new, it's just kind of like I prefer sweets because my mom.
Yeah, yeah.
I can always taste, like, the authenticity in food and, like was it you that we were talking about, like, you can really, like, pick out, like, a really authentic, like, Latin restaurant if they have, like, mini fans?
Mini flans?
Like, fans, like, the
Mini fan?
AC doesn't work,
Oh,
and they
like
have, like,
mini
mini
fans?
fans. Like, I love a hole-in-the-wall kinda restaurant.
Me
I've never
too.
been, like, a chain
Me
restaurant
too.
kinda girl ever.
I just found this gem on the street, like, a couple blocks down where I live. Don't even know the name of it. Like, my boyfriend and I were walking to this other spot, and
Okay,
it was closed. So then we just took a couple turns, and that's the
okay.
beauty of, like, downtown LA,
Just
like,
finding
you're gonna
things.
find food. Like, that's one thing you're gonna do.
Absolutely.
So we stumbled across this little hole in the wall, and it was, like, one of the most authentic Mexican places I've been to. It was, like, 3 Mexican ladies back there. They're, like they had every traditional dish. Like, they had, like, caldo de pollo, pozole, like, chicharrones, like, they had everything, and, like, you could also kinda tell that a Mexican restaurant is gonna be good if there's, like, working Mexican men
They're
in
having a
there,
blast too, like,
and
if they're
yeah.
having fun.
Yes, like, one of the men came in there, and he, like, complimented the lady, and you could tell they have, like a nice relationship
Yeah.
going, and,
Some
like
wholesome chemistry.
yeah, yeah, like,
Yeah.
he's a regular, you
Aw.
know?
Yeah.
And, like, it just genuinely tasted like what my mom makes, you know? And I do have the luxury of, like, going and visiting my mom and her making me authentic Mexican food,
Absolutely.
but, like, it's nice when I can just walk down the block and I can have the same thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a
comfortably.
luxury.
That's how I felt being a barista for so long was that there's something really beautiful about having connections like with your customers and like
Yeah.
getting to know their order and like the smile that you receive after remembering their order right. Like they're like, "Oh, like you got it right, you remembered." And then you
Yeah.
remembered my name and I'm like, "Hell yeah, I remembered your name." Like I give a fuck.
Yeah.
I really miss it though because I could have like shots of espresso whenever I wanted.
Oh, I know but you actually make a good cold brew.
I
Like, your barista is showing.
That's something I really mastered is, like, I'm such a cold brew girl. Like,
Yeah.
especially if it's, like, homemade in a French press, like, in the fridge and you brew it, like, that's, like, my favorite thing is, like,
Yeah.
I really do it's strange how, like, your palate just changes over time, like,
Oh, yeah.
so drastically.
Yeah.
I used to be a artichoke toddler, and then as soon as I, like, came into my adolescence, I was like, "Ugh," like, "No," and then I used to hate sushi, and now I love it.
I love sushi.
Mhm, and
That
coffee, same thing.
yeah.
I mean, like, I didn't want anything to do with it because it was, like, too earthy for me, and now I'm, like, obsessed
Yeah.
with it.
I know, I wasn't even drinking coffee in college, like, when your
Oh, right.
stereotypical era is
Right.
supposed to happen.
Right.
Had a little bit here and there, but nothing crazy. It wasn't until after,
Uh-huh.
and, like, safe to say I am a coffee addict.
Okay.
Like, it is a
Oh,
true
no, I've
addiction of
seen
mine.
it. I can testify.
Like, I need a coffee in the morning.
Absolutely, me too. I really am ashamed of the person that I am before I have coffee in the morning.
Yeah.
It's kinda scary.
I
It's almost
know.
equivalent to, like, when I'm hangry. It's
And then my
terrifying.
household, they're all into coffee. So, like, I am honestly like a out of sight, out of mind. Like, I might be like, "Oh, I crave a coffee." But, like, it isn't until I get reaffirmed by someone else in the house, it's like, "I'm gonna go on a coffee run." And I'm like, "You know what?"
Join you on that.
Yeah. I'm like
No, I agree. I think my favorite thing is, like, doing a coffee run with my friends. Absolutely, if I have
it's
the
such
opportunity.
it's such a nice feeling. I don't know if it's just, like, a cute little girly thing too,
Maybe.
but there's just something about, like,
Going out,
going on your
getting
little
it,
walk
and then
and getting
drinking it,
yes.
digesting it, letting it marinate.
Yeah.
I agree. I agree. I definitely was, like, a matcha girly when I was in college, and I don't know why.
Mhm.
I think I was just kind of, like, on my, health,
I
fitness
so feel that.
journey, and then I was like, I moved here, and there was a Phil's down the street, and I was like,
Yeah.
there's something I know about Phil, and then He makes a really good pour over.
You know, matcha just doesn't hit for me anymore. Like, I know it has caffeine.
It's just like Fruity Pebbles milk. Like, it just doesn't really do a lot except taste like sweet grass.
Yeah, and I really I was such a matcha girl. Like, that was my thing.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't give me the
totally
fix
see you
that I
being a
need.
matcha girl too.
Yeah.
Like, you give me matcha girl.
I contemplate it every time. Like, I'll go and I'll be like, am I gonna get a matcha latte? And then I just don't.
Yeah. And almost
give me an extra shot of espresso.
As a barista, but like it almost feels like a waste of money.
Yeah, I feel like I just taste the milk for the most part now.
It's like a little green colored milk.
Yeah.
It's like I'm drinking the Hulk right now.
Yeah.
Don't want okay. let's let's back up a little bit. Before the barista conversation, what were we? We were hitting something and then yeah.
Maybe you can just tell
What
me
did you go
something.
to college for?
Oh,
Like I never knew this about you actually.
we've been friends for like a year.
So long.
Like you come over. Like this
a
is
year. So long. Yeah.
It's been forever.
It feels like it's been forever.
Yeah. But okay, what do I look like I went to college for?
Come on. Art.
Okay.
Fashion. Hair, maybe. Cosmetology.
No.
Glasses.
I got my degree in entertainment media management.
Okay.
So like all of the business side of the media industry in general, it like fell under the cinema and television arts program of my school.
Okay.
But when I entered, we were having kind of like that big shift of everything kind of turning like media heavy and stream heavy. So we delve into a lot of that, a lot of kind of like definitely the history, the current standpoint, but also kind of thinking forwardly as to how our media was going to evolve and just the recent really quick evolvements of all things media. And yeah, I went in, went out, took 4 years. I was like on track. And I honestly loved school. Like once I'm older, once I like just learn more things, live more life, I would go back to school and I would love to like ultimately be a professor.
Just learn everything you can, possibly.
Yeah. Like I want to learn so many things and then I would love to like just be like the coolest, flyest professor.
If there's anything that you give, it's definitely like professor.
Yeah.
You're
I love
definitely
that.
like the mom friend. For
I
sure.
am the mom.
That is what you give.
And
it's not just the glasses. I mean, it's just the way that you carry yourself and your wisdom.
Yeah, I think like it's very interesting that I have like a motherly dynamic in my friendships because I am the youngest in the family. So I know like my family sees me as like the tiniest little baby girl.
Oh.
But I'm like, I have mother energy.
You're like, actually, you should see me around my friends.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. I mean, there's been times where, a mutual friend of ours and I will be maybe out of line a little bit or we'll cuss a little too much and Drea will go, hey.
Guys.
Okay.
I'm like, we're in a public setting.
There are children. Calm down.
Yeah, you guys were running rampant at the flea the other day.
It's insane. I used to be the mother friend and then you came along. Like I moved
Wow.
and it was like, no, I'm being so serious. All of my friends from home would call me granny because I would go to bed by like 10 p.m. Everyone knew. Like I'd be like, we need to go in the car by 9 and I need to be home by 10 because I need to go to bed.
Yeah.
So
you definitely like you're an anomaly in this world. Like you have like you like definitely serve monopoly. Like you serve mother.
Oh.
Like you're a very like strong feminine.
Thank you.
But you have this little crazy child inside of you. Like like you're like you're in the part of the internet that's like too much for me to handle.
Yeah, I definitely
You're
have like
very neat. Like you have niche interests that I'm just like I have to mentally check out of this.
Like Tusk? Yeah, no, I agree. I definitely think that there is a like just little zoomy in me that just I have like the permanent zoomies.
Yeah.
Like if you catch me in the right time, I will run around everywhere screaming about Justin Long in Tusk. So
Let's talk about Tusk. I know
Okay.
you want to talk about
I would
Tusk
love
so
to.
bad. Like, I know you're sitting
I would
here
love to.
just like we talked about everything, and I know in your head it was like, la, 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 when are we going to talk about Tusk?
Like the Charlie Brown, like all the adults just like womp, 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 womp.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
okay, let's talk about Tusk.
Why
Why would
just
you make me
think
watch that movie?
it's horrible, but you know, everyone should watch it at one point. Just for the experience, you know, like you can't go your whole life with like happiness. You need to experience some form of suffering,
Tusk
right?
was a hard watch.
But it was great, right? Like you feel like a new person after watching it, maybe a little.
What is your hyperfixation with it? Like,
Because
what
it's
is it?
terrible. Because it's so comically like funny. It's honestly brilliant. Like whoever sat down and pitched this definitely knew that it would be a hard take. But I think that the fact that Johnny Depp is in it and sells it, okay, he's like
Okay.
an alcoholic French investigator from Quebec. Like it's just so funny and he's just like he's such an amazing actor. Like he has like a spectrum of like all these roles that he can really play,
Mhm.
but he can like really be funny at times.
Yeah.
And I think this is like one movie that I was not because when I first watched it, I had to pause it several times. Okay. I was you. I literally was like, okay, hold on. I need to digest that scene. I don't want to spoil anything because I think everyone deserves to watch it like with no like understanding of what it's about at all. But I think it's just a phenomenal experience. Like if you really let me talk about it, I won't stop talking. So
So, you know, if Tusk taught me one thing, it's great that you brought this up, is that if you just have a good enough pitch,
absolutely.
it will get through. Like if you're just confident enough, like
Mhm.
everything in this life really is just confidence, you know?
Because who knew that you could actually like surgically modify someone into a walrus? No one.
There's no way you can though, right?
They did it.
No, they didn't.
They did though.
That was CGI.
Okay.
CJI.
But it
JGI.
worked. It was a movie and it was great and I loved it.
Anyway, if you pitch anything with enough confidence. But back to like even just my major in college, right? We had to do a lot of pitching to like sell shows and
Oh, for
whatever
sure. Yeah.
and movies and whatnot.
Mhm.
And I remember one of my professors just being like really think of all the films and TVs that are out there and even like the shittiest ones. Like
Yeah.
they got through this whole like I just imagine like a huge long table of like these grown
Serious
up
people.
yes, just like
Some CEO
And-
Succession cast. Yeah.
and then just someone like and then we turn him into a walrus.
Boom. Sold. Do it now.
Yeah.
And also hire Justin Long as the walrus, please. His name is Wallace in the movie.
Yeah, that
Come on.
yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
They knew what they were doing.
Oh, well they did.
And
They
they didn't.
They did.
They did.
How much money do you think that movie made or lost?
You know, unfortunately, and that's why I think it's so good. It's kind of one of those things that's like, okay, not everyone is going to like this, and I kind of like that about it.
Okay,
It
that's
feels
very
risky
fair.
and it feels taboo,
Very fair.
you know?
You know, they say that if you make art for everyone, you're making it for no one.
Perfect is boring.
Yeah.
Perfect is boring.
And you can't please everybody.
No.
Like whatever.
No.
Make the movie about the surgically modified walrus.
Whatever you want.
Yeah.
And name him Wallace.
And name him Wallace because
Yeah.
it's so
And
idiotic.
add a place called Poutine Weenie. I wonder if that exists.
I don't even remember.
If so, I want to go. Because they have
Poutine
poutine.
weenie.
Poutine?
There's no
You
way
know,
that's
it's like
real.
a Canadian thing,
Is it?
correct?
Hmm.
I don't know.
Don't know either.
Might need to fact check that.
Can we fact check that?
I'm pretty sure it's called poutine.
Dun, dun, dun,
I've always
dun,
wanted to
dun.
try it, even though I'm lactose intolerant.
You want to try what?
Poutine.
Poutine.
It's like fries with cheese, and it's like melted or something.
Bro,
but
it's
it's like
just like a chili cheese fry.
yes, but it's much more than that, I believe. It's much more. Come
Honestly,
on,
I
look.
think they had this at the night market yesterday.
Oh,
Did you go to the night market?
I did.
You did. You were there. My memory.
You were there.
I was there and you were there. We were all there.
I was there, and I
Yeah.
was on the hunt for a churro, and I could not find one.
Girl,
So,
I
like,
know they
like,
had a churro there. Cap.
I had to get Ferrero shares instead of churro.
Were you looking in the right booth?
Yes.
I know they
Went
had
through every
churros.
single booth twice. I looked desperate. And I was. Because I really wanted a churro. You know, when I'm set on
Oh my
something,
God.
I like really, really want it. And I get it.
I'm just like fearing for the night market, because how do they not have churros?
Right.
That's
Well,
not
they
even
do. I think they just didn't have a stand that was like open.
you can't
Okay.
do a night market in downtown
And not have
have
a
churros.
churro.
That's like having
That
an
was my favorite
event.
part.
That's literally like having an event in LA and there's not someone tattooing and someone doing tooth gems. Okay? You
Yes.
need a
Yes.
flash tattoo artist and a tooth gem person at every single party in LA. I didn't make the rules. I don't
Is
know
that a
why.
thing?
Yes.
That's a thing.
Well, you kind of go to like different parties than I do.
That is very true.
You want to talk about that?
And
Because look, you came from like small town.
I did.
Where'd you come from again?
A Cowtown.
Cowtown. Vacaville.
There was
Who's
there
the
was
famous guy
house.
from there?
Chris Pratt? Oh, wait. Oh, hold on. I'm pretty sure it's Chris Pratt's brother is like the chief of Solano or something.
No.
Yeah,
No,
because we
there's a
would see
rapper
him.
from Vacaville. I heard it in a song once. Can we fact check that?
Oh goodness, I actually
Rapper from Vacaville.
I'm like, it's on the tip of my brain. Maybe
Your brain has a tip.
it does.
Ew.
Maybe like,
Rapper
are you
from
talking about
Vac-
Papa Roach?
No. Too short.
Oh,
Too short.
that checks out.
Too
That
short's from
checks out.
Vacaville. Did you know that?
I think I did. I just couldn't think of who it was.
Yeah. He has it
Yeah.
in a song. He put Vacaville on the map next to you.
Yeah, you know, I have like a whole playlist for like Bay Area music.
Oh, I did not know you got down like
Mac Dre is definitely in there.
that. Okay. Slay.
Yes.
Slay.
This is like
I
not a
can't
side of
imagine
me
you-
I'm very like expressive about.
Yeah, but it's who you actually are.
It really is. It is. It's a very vulnerable thing, but I'm I'm ready to talk about it now.
There you go.
There was definitely a part of me that was like kind of in the scene of like car meetups and stuff.
Shut up.
Definitely. Like when I was in high school, like it was just kind of the thing that
No.
you did. It was.
Wow.
Like-
There's like a big car meetup culture up there, right?
Yeah, like doing donuts in the parking lot was like
That's great.
owning a house or something. I don't know. It was just kind of like the
Big
thing,
achievement.
a big achievement. It was just
Yeah.
impressive.
Did you ever see any accidents happen at these car meets?
I'm not talking about it.
Oh, fair. Yeah. Moving on.
It's okay.
So you came down from your small town.
I did.
And
I
then
did.
you
It was
kind
a
of
leap of
got
faith.
pushed into, like, you're kind of in the scene. A little bit. Kind of.
I mean,
Like you accidentally
thank you.
Accidentally
Accidentally is a really
landed
good way of-
amongst
and I'm
some
grateful.
TikTokers,
I'm
some
grateful.
influencer folk.
Mostly great people. You know,
Mostly.
I've had a really good experience with like
Right.
all of the friends. You know, this was something I was talking to someone the other day about, was that I've made the best girlfriends here,
Lovely.
which is not something I was expecting. When I came here, it was a leap of faith. It was a business move. It was I'm going to be a creative director and I'm going to do everything that I was meant to be doing.
Yeah.
And then I just got girlfriends and I was like, wow.
Yeah.
This
We
is
have
what
a
it's
great
like.
friend group.
We really do.
We really do.
And I say that all the time. Like, you were literally my mother
Oh,
that I never had. And
that's so
and
sweet.
Jared is my father. For sure. For sure.
So sweet.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, you know, I feel like there is this misconception sometimes of like, when people say like, oh my God, everybody in LA is fake. It's like, well, what pocket are you pouring
Like, what are
into?
you scared of? What is
Yeah.
the fear behind that? Because really what it boils down to is science, in my opinion. There's like so much that everybody is trying to achieve at the same time. And there's some people who aren't afraid of stepping on toes
Yeah.
to get there.
Yeah.
But you know what? You don't need to hang out with those people.
Yeah.
You don't need to
Yeah.
be associated with those people. You have free will.
Yeah.
You have free will.
Exactly.
I wish people would just remember that, because it has nothing to, if I'm at a party and there's some drama going on, I'm just gonna grab the free food and leave, because I don't have any business being there if
Yeah.
I feel forced to dim my vibration. I'm never doing
Yeah.
that just to please anybody. Like, I would much rather be at home with my cat, and play some Resident Evil 7 again and again and
Yeah.
again and again.
So how has streaming been for you? Like, how is that world? Like, I really just like I know you on such a personal level. I
Oh.
see your clips a little bit, but like, what? Like, take me into your world for a second.
You know,
like, what are the vibes?
Unfortunately, video games were introduced into my life as a way to escape from reality for sure.
Okay.
You know, I'm sure you know a little bit about like my upbringing, but as a child, it was like my mom would leave for work at 3 in the morning and she would leave me with Futurama on the TV and I would wake up and she would be gone. And so I would just hop on my DS and play Legend of Zelda, Ocarina of Time over and over and over again
Yeah.
until she came back. And like, that's kind of why I think I'm nocturnal now.
Yeah.
I don't really sleep.
Yeah.
This is a city that never sleeps too, by the way. But anyway, I'm just saying that video games have really been like an immersion thing for me,
Mhm.
and then turned into a little bit more of a healthier thing for me. And it was
Yeah.
just like something I really enjoyed. And like, I really do like, there's something about like horror games for me.
Yeah, you're
Like,
definitely into horror.
there's something about horror movies. There's something about scary things that are like psychological thrillers, which is why I got into creative directing in the first place.
Right.
But there's something so impressive about the work behind it. Like the reaction you want is to make people kind of uncomfortable. You kind of want to scare them. It's like composing like a masterpiece
Mhm.
into like getting the wanted reaction of like fear. And I think it's really impressive that some people are able to make video games that evoke that kind of like reaction from people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I
fun.
agree.
It's fun. It's fun. It's definitely like an adrenaline thing
Yeah.
for me, but it's also like impressive because it's something I eventually want to be a part of.
Yeah. And do you feel like would you consider it like a male-dominated field? Or do you feel like in your world you have like a lot of like female peers in there too?
I'm not quite sure. I feel like there's a lot of female streamers
Yeah.
out there. I mean, as far as like dominance wise, there's definitely like yeah, I feel guilty in saying this, but I haven't done my research on streamers much.
Okay. You
Like
just do
when
it.
I just went into streaming, I was like, this is very fun. And like if I can build a community of like people who like the same board games like I do, that would be awesome because then I can
Yeah.
talk about Tusk.
Yeah.
And maybe people will know what I'm talking about. And
Yeah.
honestly, that kind of did happen. I remember in one of my film writing classes, I pitched like an idea similar to Tusk, and these two boys behind me were like, "Walruses never cry," and I was like, "We're gonna be friends. We're gonna be friends." We have a group chat now called Walruses Never Cry.
That is so endearing.
Yeah.
So you were gonna write something about walruses?
No.
No, you weren't. Of course you weren't gonna do that.
No. Seahorses, actually.
Seahorses. Really?
No.
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 I don't
Why
know
would I
what
tell
you're
you? It's in the bag for a reason right now.
Okay, you're right. You can't spoil it.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
bleep that whole
Yes. That's okay.
No,
Okay.
I love that. That's so cool.
There's
You
definitely a lot of things that I haven't finished writing, but they're in, you know.
and do you wanna lean into horror?
Absolutely.
Like,
Absolutely.
like, fully, or do you, like that's just your main vibe?
It's definitely what I'm the most best at.
Mhm.
Something I find incredibly impressive that people can write is comedy.
Yeah.
I think comedy is definitely that's why I always take an improv class if I can.
Yeah.
Because improv is the way to go if you're trying to slide into comedy.
Yeah.
Because it's not easy to
It's
be
really
funny.
not.
It is
It's
not.
really
You
not.
have to have humility. You have to have well, you don't have to have, but I feel like trauma does like play a part in that because
Mhm.
with trauma comes humility and comes like you have to face yourself and to be
Yeah.
funny, it's like you have to be very comfortable with yourself and be confident with what
Yeah.
you're saying.
You know, that kinda makes me think I had this conversation not too long ago, but I feel like some of the best art or, like, things that are just good, it's not really just because of the art itself.
Mhm.
It has to do so much with the artist and the things that they've been through,
Yes.
and the reason why this was even a topic was, don't know if you saw Kim Kardashian's Santa Baby video?
No.
Did you see that?
No.
So she drops this video,
Okay.
very, like, experimental, like, art, you know? I forgot who who the director of it was. I didn't like look into her. It was like very brief. It was just kind of like a discourse on TikTok. And
Okay.
it's like creepy vibes. Like, I think you would enjoy the video.
Creepy.
Yeah, you'd enjoy the video. But
Okay.
I think it just doesn't hit the same when someone
Knowing
like
who it
him
is.
is bringing it forward, because it's easy for her to hire everybody and get
Absolutely.
this done. Like, she probably hired that creative director in specific. And like, yeah, what they created, it was like weird and funky and like, shock value. But like, it's just like, well,
This
you
is
can pay for it.
hilarious to me.
Like, it'll hit if I know it's like a girl on the come up trying to make art. She shot it in her real apartment. Like,
Self-made.
everybody in there is like her friends.
Independent.
And I don't know if it's like just a psychological thing. I'm sure many people have the same sentiments as me.
Mm-hmm.
But it just like, art doesn't hit the same if it's someone who has all
Did
the
it like
resources.
drip the authenticity out of it for you? Is that what you?
So
Okay.
it felt
Yeah.
like,
Forced?
okay, yeah, Kim, you can do this.
I can relate with that on a lot of topics, on a lot of things, and I feel like, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I don't mean to bring it up again, but that's why I like Tusk so much. Because it's such a random cast.
Yeah.
It's such a random cast. There's people in there, I'm like, "What?" Like, Lily Rose Depp is in it as, like, a cashier. I'm like, "Okay, like, that's
Yeah.
random flex," but, it is Johnny Depp's child.
Yeah.
But another part of that is, like, there was something really original about that, and I knew for a fact, like, someone on that writing team was like, "This is gonna be terrible. Like, this is not going to be scary."
Yeah.
And that's, like, the thing about, like, some mainstream takes on stuff like that, is that some people don't realize that maybe they're just having fun with it.
That's
Like,
true.
a good movie to me is one where I can see that everyone part of the cast and the crew and, like, production team, director, whoever it is, had fun with it.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever heard of The Swiss Army Man.
It
You know the
sounds
guy
familiar,
who
but I don't
played
know.
who's the guy who played Harry Potter? I don't remember his name.
Daniel Radcliffe?
Yes, thank you
Daniel
so much.
Radcliffe?
Thank you so much. He,
I'm like, oh, Daniel?
he serves a brilliant performance in this movie. I'm not gonna talk about it much because I'll keep talking about it. But
No worries.
it was like my first time seeing it not too long ago, and there's something really, really well done in the color palette and like just the way it's shot. And I mean, I could just talk about film all day,
Yeah.
but there's like beauty in the way that it was made because you can tell like the second I'm thinking, "Oh, that must have been so fun to be a part of."
Yeah.
And it makes me wanna cry.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Wow, this is 5 stars. Like, this is a really good film."
Yeah.
There's a
Very
lot of
true.
movies like that, and movies that make me angry.
Yeah. What other movie did you show me? You showed me the tennis one.
Challengers.
You love Challengers.
Well, I really like Luca Guadagnino because he's really good at, like, doing a sensual take on,
Okay.
like, things like tennis. Like, that was so random, and, like, I don't know if you've seen Bones and All. I
No.
can't talk about it much because it's a very gory thing, but there's something very beautiful about that film, and I think there's a metaphor behind, like, there's a kind of Hannibal Lecter thing going on. I don't
Okay.
wanna say, like, the word because it's a bit graphic.
Yeah.
But if you've ever seen, like, Silence of the Lambs, like, that was a horror movie. Bones and All is not supposed to be a horror movie, I don't believe.
Okay.
It could be to some, like, maybe to some horror fans. I don't wanna take that away, but I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like, there's something very beautiful about that film. I'm surprised you haven't seen it.
No, every time I think I've watched movies, I realize I haven't.
You haven't.
I haven't.
That's how I feel about food.
And you know what? Now that I'm like older, like I just don't make the time for movies.
You should.
But I do want to expand on that's how you feel about food. Do you feel like your palate just isn't
Absolutely.
that
I feel like
big?
because I was adopted and because I was, like, in a group home, like, I didn't really get much there was a large part of, like, I don't know, like, some scarcity, like, around, if that's the word, like, for
Yeah.
like, we ate a lot of, like, canned food and, like,
Yeah.
not, like, home-cooked meals, so,
Yeah.
like, I didn't really get to, like, embrace my culture at all or,
Yeah.
like, really learn about what there was in Colombian cuisine or, like, what there was in Native American cuisine, like, I never really learned about you know what's really funny? I turned 15 in the group home, and one of the staff, it was really cute. She made quesadillas and beans and rice.
Oh my god.
And she was like, "I know we can't, like, throw you, like, a quinceañera, but, like, I have quesadilla for you." And I was like,
You're like, I'm
"I'm
not
not even Mexican, but, you know, I'll take it. I'll take it."
Bro, that
I
is
would love to
insane.
live off of beans and rice, I really would. But, yeah, that was, like, years ago.
Yeah.
Years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they definitely cared. Like, that was honestly
Yeah.
the safest I felt with a woman in my entire life is when I
Oh,
lived
that's
in
so
the
good.
group home for sure.
How long were you in the group home?
Less than a year.
Okay.
Mhm.
And now that you're older, do you feel like you've been trying to make the effort to, like, lean into your cultures?
I don't know where to go. I don't know who to talk to. Everyone's dead.
Stop.
I'm being
Guys, she jokes like that. Okay, she
I
literally
do.
jokes like
It is the only way I can go. The way that cut out.
It's like you say that and I just start laughing and then the viewer is like, "Bitch, why are you laughing?"
I'm being honest. It's definitely something that, like, I've learned to cope with in the best way,
Mhm.
and that's what I'm talking about when I say comedians and stuff, like, they had to learn how to cope with their traumas because otherwise, what are you gonna do, like, throw a pity party? Like,
Yeah.
that's not going to serve you.
Yeah.
I've never really been in a position where I was like, "Okay, like, fuck everything, fuck everyone." Like, I definitely rebelled when I first moved into the group home, like, when they
Yeah.
'cause, I felt I felt so rushed into this because it wasn't my decision, you know, I was a child, and they, like, gave me 5 minutes to pack a bag. They were like, "Okay," like, it was the police, like, they were taking me to this group home.
Oh my
And
god.
something I learned from that experience was like, at least I get to live somewhere with a roof and
Yeah.
with food and with
Yeah.
people. And, you know, like that's kind of where I became like the most mature.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because, you know, I used to like smoke cigarettes in the bathroom and
No
cut
way.
class, blah, blah, blah. Like freshman year, freshman
Oh,
year. So
wow.
because I was getting bullied too. I mean,
Yeah.
like I lived in Idaho and I was like pretty much the only
New lore unlocked. I didn't know you lived
you
in
didn't
Idaho.
Are you
No,
serious?
yes.
Yeah, no, there was a lot of, like, accusatory things, like, I was accused of theft almost every day at school
Oh
because
my
I
god.
was
Yeah.
of color, and,
Yeah.
like, it w it was insane, like, I'd have kids sit down at the table and be like, "Can you help me with my Spanish homework?" And I'd be like, "I took French, bitch. I took French. I don't know what you're talking
Oh my
about."
god.
But
How
yeah,
long
there
were you
was
in Idaho for?
I was in there for it was a process, there's, like, a lot that goes into it, but,
Mhm.
like, I was there for maybe, like, a year and some change, and then I moved back, and then I moved there again, and I was there for another year and some change. So, like,
Yeah.
in total, maybe, like, 2 years.
Okay.
Mhm. Yeah.
Well, I'm just glad that you have a new life in
Yes,
LA,
it
like,
feels
starting
insane.
brand
I
new.
wake up so, like, just, like, with so much love and gratitude, and,
Yeah.
like, that's something I've definitely learned from all of this is
You
that
have a little white speck on your eyebrow.
I do.
You just got it there,
I
though.
did.
Right here. Yeah, right there you go.
Do you want it?
Perfect. Yes,
You do?
I do.
Okay, wait. I think
Thank you.
that was like
Appreciate it.
that
I'll
was
put it in
almost
my
like
pocket.
a like like one of those paintings in like a
Oh,
cathedral.
yeah. They're like they're
That we
like
just
this.
did. Um, but yeah, it was definitely like something that I believe made me so funny was just
The trauma.
I know
The
everything that
trauma.
I went through.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, I spent a lot of time alone,
Yeah.
and I had to make myself laugh
Yeah.
some way,
That's true.
somehow, and I did. Yeah, did I ever tell you about my obsession with Nutella?
No.
So I had a little stuffed donkey that I kept in my room, and I hid a jar of Nutella in him
Mhm.
with a spoon.
And you just eat it.
Well, they kept the cabinets locked. What was I supposed to do?
Oh
I don't
my
even know
god.
how I got the jar of Nutella. I think I like took it from one of the cabinets when someone wasn't looking. But
Remember what I don't know if you remember this, but, like, Nutella was branded as, like, the new healthy food for
Oh,
kids.
that's funny.
Do you remember
That's
those
funny. I remember the
commercials?
commercials.
Like
Yes.
hazelnut
Yes.
spread,
Yeah, instead
and
of
then like
peanut
a year
butter,
later,
when it's
it was
literally
like
palm oil and like the most
sugar.
saturated fat you've ever seen. Yeah, no, absolutely.
Like, why did
remember that.
they do that?
Because, you know,
was
we're always looking
crazy.
out for our children, right?
Yeah, we are
I
looking
don't
out for
have
our
any, but,
children
you know,
either.
can we talk about that? Because I think you would
But
be
the
a
children,
fabulous mother.
I'm literally afraid of physically giving birth.
I
Like, I
feel
don't know
that
if I
to
want to
my
subscribe.
core. I feel that to my core.
I don't know, kids. I like to
They're
hold a
scary, aren't
baby
they?
that's not mine. Like, I love to be like,
They're
ah.
kind of scary, right? Like,
I think it's
they
scary
just stare
how
at
many
you.
directions children could go in.
Absolutely.
Like,
You have no
imagine giving
control.
birth to a psychopath. Like, then what do you do? Like, do you accept them because they're your kid? I don't know.
I feel like I came out of the womb like doing a cartwheel. I mean, well, I almost said I wasn't there, but I was.
I wasn't present. Not consciously, yeah.
I was not actually present. You know, I think that's another thing was like, I don't know if you knew this, but when I was born like addicted to like methadone.
Oh
and
my God.
morphine.
Like, how am I supposed to react to this?
You don't need to.
Like, I'm
It's
just like, I'm like, okay.
well, I'm just being
I'm very
vulnerable with
sorry.
you
No,
in a
absolutely.
way.
This is a vulnerable space. I love you. And I'm sorry that all of that happened. And I can't believe that you beat all of the odds because you are a phenomenal woman.
Thank you so
truly.
much. It means a lot to me, and that's why I like agreed to doing this because
Yeah.
like I do want to try or
Yeah.
do whatever I can to be a voice
Yeah.
because learning how to self-soothe at infancy was, I mean, I don't remember, but was probably one of the hardest things I had to do.
Yeah.
And I believe that's why I have like sensory overload issues now is because there was crying babies everywhere. Like I was in the like ICU.
Right.
Like I was on the brink of death
Yeah.
at infancy. So like it was just sirens and alarms all the time. And now
Yeah.
I know for a fact if I ever heard a tornado siren, I would tip over and die.
Yeah. I believe it.
So scary.
I know it's like coming out the womb and it's just like, pow, pow.
Yeah, like
Like,
I'm a
what
big
even?
horror fan. I love scary
Sure.
movies and everything disturbing. But when it comes to sirens, I
That's your
run
trigger.
out of the room and cry.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And hearing a crying baby too is like something that terrifies me. Like it makes me so sad. Like I want to start crying with the baby and maybe like we could harmonize or something. But like I know that if I did have a child though, it would be completely different. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, like that's a given. Like I feel like when you
Yeah.
have your own child, like your mother instincts just kick in. I mean, like,
Yeah.
I have
Yeah.
so much respect for a mother.
Yeah.
Or like, I mean, I didn't really get to know my own, but like
Yeah.
I like from here, I'm like anyone who's ever had children, like you're a beast.
Yeah.
You're a
It's
beast.
definitely like such a normalized,
Right.
incredibly
Because
courageous
it
act.
happens all the time, but it's
Yeah, like people are having babies every day.
all the time.
But it's just like, guys, this is like
A
deep.
serious
This is
serious
serious.
thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
serious thing. I definitely think that growing up with 6 brothers, like I, for some reason, know I'm going to have a son. I don't know how I know that. I just feel
Mhm.
it in my bones. Because if I had a daughter, the house is gonna burn down.
Why?
Are you kidding me? Could you imagine a little me?
That's so true.
You don't want to. You
No,
don't
you're
want.
great. You're amazing. You really are great.
I appreciate that.
You would do great with the daughter.
Oh,
Or
thank you.
son. You would. You really would.
But I'm telling you, I would have no control over anything if I had a daughter.
Oh.
Yeah. She
When
would
do
like
you?
out diva me.
Yeah, she would outdo
She
you.
would. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So I want a son. For sure.
When do you think, like, are you one of those types of people that has like these timelines for like kids and or marriage or like
No.
you're just like, it'll happen when it happens?
No. I've never had a timeline for anything because quite frankly, I've never had control over anything that's happened in my life, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
So when it comes to having children or anything that like that, it's like, yeah, I don't have the time for it now.
Yeah.
But do I want to? Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's just kind of a matter of like, I don't know. I definitely want to work on everything that I can before
Yeah.
I become a mother. because it's like that is a huge deal, and I definitely believe in like getting a lot of things stabilized before, nothing's supposed to be
Absolutely.
perfect. Absolutely not. But this is gonna sound random, but I really want to raise my kid on a farm.
I think
Like,
that would be the
I
best way to
want
do
them
it.
to learn about like really building character because growing up, like I grew up in the city and then I grew up on a farm. And honestly, that was like the best time I ever had, like filling
Yeah.
potholes in the road and building horse fences and stuff.
That's
It
wild.
was such a great time. I didn't like it in the moment. I didn't like the smell, that's for sure. But it built character for me.
Yeah.
And now I know what it's like to have like dirty hands for real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, that is crazy. No, I feel the same. Like, I even wish like it's crazy that this is now kind of like a luxury, but like I wish I had the luxury to like be able to just go on a farm and have all the time in the world to like grow my own food with the
Oh,
seasons
yeah.
and like
Organic.
tend to my sheep. I would love to have sheep.
I could so see you with sheep.
Yes, I would love to have sheep
They're a
and
pain in the ass to
everything.
deal with, though.
You dealt with sheep.
Oh,
Of
yeah.
course you dealt with sheep.
Yes. I used to have a horse named Oreo.
Oh,
It was very sweet.
I used to ride horses growing up a little bit. I had
You're a horse girl?
a little. Yeah, I was a horse girl.
Oh.
I was a horse girl.
Oh.
I had cousins in San Bernardino. And have you been to San Bernardino?
What is that?
It's a city. It's
Okay.
actually known as like a very dangerous city out here, but like
Okay.
my personal memories of San Bernardino were
Okay.
beautiful. Only because my cousins had a farm there
Mhm.
and they had horses and everything. So to me it was like to me it was like a luxurious playpen. Like I thought it was like the greatest thing when we'd go to San Bernardino, and it was funny like to grow up and then people like shit on the city a lot.
Mhm.
And I was like, oh, well, I had a great time there.
Mhm.
But yeah, now, sadly, their ranch got bought out by Amazon.
Oh, no.
So,
Amazon?
Amazon.
Random.
And it's crazy because they didn't want to sell their ranch, but all of their neighbors just said that they did want to sell. So
Okay.
then it kind of fell on them. And they were going to have a ton of angry neighbors if they were the only ones who were like, well, we don't want to sell to Amazon. So the whole like block area, like why do I know this random San Bernardino lore? Anyway,
I mean, it's fascinating to me, so.
yeah, they fucking Amazon bought out the whole shit. All of my childhood memories.
I worked at Amazon.
Did
I
you?
did.
Oh
I was
my
like a
God.
workaholic, by the way.
Yeah.
Also, I never knew that about you. That's insane. I like that we're
What?
learning like the most about each other
We
right now.
are.
Like that's such a
We
beautiful
are.
thing.
I never worked in the food service industry. Let me tell you about my jobs.
Okay.
Okay, so my very first job, I was in, I don't know if I was like a junior or a senior,
Okay.
but I worked like a little boutique mall job. Like
Okay.
it was like a little like, I don't know, random ass store.
Mm-hmm.
And I worked there for the holidays. And like it was cute. Like it was just like the girlies working.
see you there.
Like, yeah, I was
Sure.
made for the boutique.
Okay.
So that was that. And then that ended because it was just like seasonal.
Uh-huh.
And then I was like, well, I liked getting checks or whatever. So I was like, all right, I'll keep this workflow going. And this is a place where I lasted the least amount of time. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So those middle of the mall kiosk?
Terrifying. Terrifying. So scary.
And there's like the hair straighteners in the middle of the
Yes.
mall. Okay,
Yes.
so they had like a little help wanted sign. I'm like, okay, slay. Like I'll go. Just tell the girlies you
Hire
want to get
myself.
your hair straightened. Like, why not? So I go, I get the job, and then I start, and it's like my first day on the job, and it's me and these two grown men and this one lady. She was kind of like the boss, right?
Okay.
And like the older men were kind of trying to help me because you have to like lure people into the kiosk.
Right.
And they were like trying to tell me like how to do it or
How to do
whatever.
that.
And the lady just wasn't having it. Like she just was like, she came up to me, she's like, don't talk to them. And I was like, terrified.
I thought that was my job.
Yeah, she told me not to talk to the men who worked there. Yeah.
Oh.
So she's like, don't talk to them.
She was warning you, girl.
And I was like, okay, like whatever. It seemed like they were trying to help me.
Right.
Whatever. I didn't talk to the guys. And she was like just so pushy and was just like, go get that girl. Go get that girl. Go. And I just was like,
she's like,
bro. And I was there. I was there for probably only like 4 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And then my mom came to pick me up. And it was her and my brother, and they were gonna take me out to eat after. And they're like, "How'd it go?" And I was like, and I just sobbed. And I was like, they're like, "It's okay. You don't have to work. Like you went, you tried it. Like you don't have to go back."
I feel like I've never seen you cry.
Oh, I'm a
I
crier.
feel like
You
my
never
heart
seen
would
me
just shatter if I
cry?
saw you cry.
Oh
I
my
just
God, I'm the easiest crier. Like I'm a
Oh.
crybaby for sure. I cry right now. No.
Don't-
But yeah, then okay, so I worked there for a day.
Okay.
And then I worked at the mall. No, not at okay. I did work at the mall again.
Another mall?
Same mall. But in between that, I
Another
worked
part
at
of the
the another part of the mall.
Okay.
I worked at a movie theater
Okay.
and I like made the popcorn and shit. And I hated it.
It's a cute job.
It's
a really
huge,
cute job.
like it's such a coming of age tale,
That's
but I
like
hate it.
literally like the love interest in like a rom-com drama.
Yeah, that didn't happen. I did
Oh.
not. Just not me.
You're like, shit, hit the fan.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was there for a little bit. The money was cool, but I hated uniform. Like, bro,
Oh yeah.
I literally refused to wear like work shoes, and I was
Yeah.
wearing the Rihanna Fenty Creepers. Do you remember? Do you know those shoes?
I only know umbrella.
You only know Umbrella from Rihanna. Okay. Basically, at the time, Rihanna had dropped these shoes with Puma, and like I was in love with them. And like everyone was wearing,
sneakers?
yeah, everyone was wearing work shoes, and I was like, I'm not.
I
doing
got the
fucking shit.
umbrellas.
I got the umbrellas on. Okay, I'm not wearing these work shoes.
That's so cute.
And honestly, my feet would hurt, but I like did it for the style.
Oh,
Like they're like, I don't think those
commitment.
are non-slip shoes,
Commitment.
and I was
Beauty is
like,
pain.
yeah. So I had to do
Beauty
it.
is pain.
I did it up in my umbrellas, and then then I quit, and then I worked at Paxton my senior
Ooh, I
year.
could so see that.
Why does everybody say that? Everyone's
Because
like,
you're so sweet and you're a
Oh.
baddie. Like, I don't know. There's
do all the
something-
baddies work at Paxton?
Well, I mean, it's just something about like being charismatic and being
Yeah.
confident. And to work in a store like that,
Yeah,
for sure. Like
I
even
enjoyed my
Hollister
time.
was kind of, something like that.
Yeah,
No,
hot
like
girl
that's fine.
job.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It was Hot Topic for me.
Did you work? Did you?
I
ever
did
work at-
not,
No.
but I knew girls who did.
Yeah, I bet you did.
I did.
Yeah. You had a crush on the Hot Topic
I mean,
girls.
we eventually worked together because I convinced her to get a job at Baskin Robbins, but
Oh, you took her out of Hot Topic.
I did.
Wow, look at you. You
Yes.
savage.
Yeah.
But yeah. Yeah, Paxton was my last like mall job ever.
Okay.
And then another job I did work post grad was I did like a social media for this company that was like a kids mental health company.
Okay.
And I felt like I was like, okay, like I'm making a change in the world.
Mother era.
Yeah. But then like I don't know. Everything's a business. Like and then
Absolutely.
it just kind of felt weird like kids mental health and like a
Mm.
business.
It's
and
a very
just-
fragile
things
fragile
started
thing.
to just be kind of weird. But
Yeah.
I appreciated my time there and then I just left and then
That's all you can do
Yeah.
at the end of the day.
I did
is just
appreciate my-
appreciate
I
what you
kind of
learned.
also like at the time I was already had my platform built and whatnot.
Mhm.
But I kind of romanticized like office job life.
Aw.
And then I
Did you like The Office growing up?
yes, I
Okay.
loved The Office growing
Okay.
up.
So you were trying to find your gem?
No.
Oh. Okay.
But
You were
that
trying to
would've
find your
been
creed.
cute. My creed. No,
Good.
girl, no, I wasn't.
So Creed found you.
No, no one this does not end in a love story, sadly. Actually not
okay.
sadly. I got a good love life going. It didn't. I think workplace love
It's always dangerous.
situation,
It's
like,
a hazard.
it's a big no.
It's super fun.
Like you
but
can't fuck
it's
with
scary.
someone in your office.
No, I made the biggest mistake doing that in a restaurant.
A restaurant.
Well, I was hostessing and it was actually quite cute. There was a chef who would he would come to the host stand and be like, he was kind of like a little Timothy Chalamet. Like he just
Okay.
had that vibe.
Okay.
And he'd always come to the host stand and be like, so like how was hostessing today? And I'd be like, oh, it's great. Do you want my number? Like
Okay.
you
Direct
keep coming up
queen.
here, sir. Anyway, we would hang out, we would clock out at the same time, hang out, talk, and then I let him know, like I was like, listen, like I'm not a relationship kind of person. I'm not a mess around kind of person. If you want to get to know me, that's fine. We got to know each other.
Okay.
And then it was like he wanted a lot more from me than I was willing to give him. So I was like, I'm so sorry. But like I
Yeah.
told you where I stood and we just can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
And he was acting like I was on my deathbed because he texted me and he was like, well, it was lovely knowing you. Farewell, Miranda.
Oh my
And I was like, I am
God.
not going into work tomorrow, and
You're like, "That's it."
I'm not playing the avoiding you and you avoiding me game. Like that's just we owe it to ourselves to just be respectful.
Yeah.
And
It can
yeah,
be so simple,
yeah, no,
but is it ever?
rip. But I mean, it was a lovely restaurant, and I had a good time working there, nonetheless.
You were really all up in the food industry.
I was like the quarterback in food. Like I had to communicate with everybody. I had to communicate with the chefs. I had to communicate with my boss. I had to communicate with customers. I had to communicate with the servers. It's a very like you need to know how to multitask.
Yeah.
In my ADHD, I'm all about that.
Yeah.
I do get distracted quite often and ramble about Tusk, but you know, at least I didn't do that with customers.
At least you didn't do that with customers.
I think I might have. I think I might have. But I think I might have made a friend doing that a couple times. For sure.
Yeah. Well, it's a good life we live.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that was like the best part of like being a barista too, was like just getting to know customers that way. And like it's almost like an icebreaker, you know, like there's a
Yeah.
topic that you can enjoy together and like getting to know people and their interests. Like I remember there were like kids who would come through the Dutch Rose line and be like, where's the Bloodborne girl? Where's the girl who plays Dead by Daylight?
Oh
Where's the
my
girl who plays
God.
Overwatch? And I would come out and we would shoot the shit for like hours, and then, you know, I'd get in trouble because we'd be talking for way too long
Yeah.
and holding up the line. So, I mean, I apologize. But
Sorry, Dutch
I'm
Roses
so
follows.
sorry. Because
So-
that was the whole thing at Dutch Rose, was like speed. It was all about speed, but it was also about making a connection and making sure that they were having a good
Right.
experience.
Yeah.
We weren't called baristas, by the way.
Wait, I think I know this one. You guys are called, I don't know.
Oh, I was about to be so impressed.
know.
Broistas.
Broistas.
No, there's like a whole thing. It's called like the Dutch Bros Mob. It's like a it's like a mafia.
Stop.
Yeah, it starts
what
off
do
as
you
like
mean?
high school hazing, and then you're like in the mob.
Allegedly.
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 Allegedly. I don't freaking know.
Yeah.
I just clocked in and made drinks and clocked out.
Yeah, that's it.
That's
Plain
it.
and simple.
You know?
Love that for you.
Yep.
I'm gonna check my phone really quick. Just in case the other girl texted me. Yep, she did text me that she was on the way.
Can we take a bathroom break?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, go
possible?
ahead. Rolling? Okay. Well, I brought some snacks for you to
Yes.
try.
Yes.
Because you are a sweet tooth girl, we
And a
might
snack
just
girl.
snacks.
I'm a grazer.
What is a grazer?
It just means I like to, instead of like, I don't recommend this. Okay. I don't have like a full meal sometimes. I don't just like snack and snack and snack and
Well, we got snacks
Yes.
for you.
Wait, I remember these. I think I remember those.
Which ones?
I don't know from when. The shrimp chips?
Shrimp chips.
I'm a little scared.
I don't know what your palate. Well, I didn't know what your palate was,
Well,
so I brought shrimp, barbecue. But I think you will like these.
I think I will like
I
this
think you
as
will like
well.
these, and look how cute it is.
Ah,
Okay, I'm gonna pour some out for you on a
Okay.
plate.
All right, do we need a bowl? Is that what we're doing?
We're still in spooky season for you because you like horror.
Spooky. That is true.
That is.
This is a
Oh my
fact.
god.
It'd be awesome if they were like walrus plates.
You and
Do you
this.
remember the Zoo Pals?
I
They never
do.
had a walrus one, but
Mm.
they had a zebra one and a monkey one, and there was probably a giraffe one.
I just saw a video where
Zoo
it's
Pals?
just like no, it's just like a billion walruses just laying.
See,
Like, is that what they do?
do you
Like, is
have
that the
beef
vibe?
with walruses, Drea?
Try this out. No, I think they're probably gentle giants.
Thanks.
Okay, I'm gonna try some. We'll try them at the same time. And then
Okay.
we'll rate it.
I'm going to Wake's
So look, I see it has the vanilla on there.
vanilla.
I actually hate chocolate, so we're going vanilla.
You do?
I do. Caramel corn. Your eyebrow twitch.
You're gonna have to wait for your Christmas present then, because I'm gonna have to send
Okay,
it
well,
back. I'm gonna have to send it back now.
there's exceptions.
Okay.
Okay, ready to
Alright.
try it?
Do we dink it and sink it? What are we doing?
What?
You know, like
Cheers?
cheers?
Okay, well, cheers from far. Okay, grab one. Are you ready? Cheers, mate.
Can't reach you. Should we like
Let's do it.
Okay.
No, don't throw it. Mmm. This is
It's
really
like
good.
cattle corn,
Mm-hmm.
but a Cheeto.
Yes.
Have you ever tried hot Cheetos and marshmallow sauce?
Girl.
So I got that recommendation from a pregnant woman. And it's great. And I'm not even pregnant. Sleep on that one. No, seriously, you have to try it before you judge it.
What are your weird food combos besides that one? That one is a diabolical food combo.
PB&J and milk.
No, come on. That's like reg.
No, inside.
Like you dunk
milk.
your whole
Yes.
sandwich in there.
Yes.
Crazy.
It's good. It's good.
Okay, you want to know my crazy food combo?
Yes, please.
I don't eat this on a regular. I'm just saying I've had it before because I saw it on Hannah Montana. Do you know what I'm referring to?
I've never seen Hannah Montana.
Well, she ate like a pickle with peanut butter, and it was actually really good.
That's not something I can judge because I like them both.
Well, you're so nice about that. I'm sorry I laughed at your hot Cheeto marshmallow cream one.
It's okay. You can try it at your own time if you want, or I can make it for you.
Do you think they'll ever make hot Cheetos that don't have red 40? I'm trying not to eat red 40.
That's so funny. No.
Like they can't make it taste like that without red 40. There's no way.
There's something about.
So then why do they do it?
Because, it's important.
No.
Apparently.
Do you know where red 40 comes from?
I actually do not.
Bro, it's like
it's toxic, isn't it? It's toxic.
I heard it's like linked to like ADHD and
bad for you. Yeah.
I don't even want to look. Like I'm so grossed out by it.
It's from a walrus.
It's so from a walrus.
It's so from a walrus.
Look where it comes. Look where red 40
from
comes
Justin Long.
Okay, just watch this
goodness.
for a second. I don't think I can watch it. I don't think I can.
It just transitions into like a wrestling match. It comes from blood, sweat, and tears.
Watch.
Ew. Those are bugs?
Oh, it doesn't look that bad.
Oh. Those poor guys.
Drops of water and watch what happens. In just seconds, it turns.
Bro thinks he's Bob Ross.
Stop. You know what? That pissed me off.
But that was. If it's red.
Anyway, the bugs are gross. Like they're all dried up and like you can't even tell.
Yeah.
Like, go Google that bug when you have some free time. Disgusting.
I don't
And now I just found out they don't have flavor and they just do it for the color.
I mean,
That's like a
there's a lot
personal
of foods that I think have unnecessary additives, but again, hula hoop.
Well, I can't read this, so out of sight, out of mind. Like I don't know.
They should just make everything in a different language.
Yeah.
You just don't have to look.
Yeah, that's
just
true.
live in denial about what we're eating.
Oh no, it's gonna show on the body, babe.
Oh, well, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I actually started eating meat again, not too long ago.
I met you as a vegan.
There's something about being with a man that brings the carnivore out of me.
Why did that happen to me too?
I don't know.
That needs to be a study. I hadn't ate meat in 10 years. And then I got a
And then
boyfriend. And
Well, I
now
mean,
I eat beef
there's a
again.
metaphor here.
Stop.
Sorry.
Next question. Like, what is your problem? Like,
I don't know. I'm new to this.
I don't know what your metaphor was anyway.
I'm like really new to being hetero. Like it's unfamiliar territory.
I met you as a vegan and as a lesbian. When the transition happened, I don't know.
Well, when you meet a man that looks like Scarlett Johansson,
Your boyfriend does look like Scarlett.
it's a win-win. Just imagine what happens when I close my eyes.
What?
Sorry.
What?
It's
I can't.
enjoy your food. Can you give me like your best ASMR voice real quick?
Okay, hold on. Today on the Playroom podcast, we are going to be doing some caramel corn ASMR.
It's like I took a melatonin. I'm seconds away from falling asleep. Don't stop.
All right, let me hear yours.
Um,
You so got this. I know you practiced.
I totally have. Okay. Today we're going to be talking about Tusk. And I will present to you a walrus suit I have made from scratch using spaghetti. And nothing illegal.
That was really good. I love that you just contributed that to society. Like, who let us pick the podcast mics?
You know, I have no idea.
We had to counteract from all the male podcasters. Like, we had to set like an even. You know what I mean?
We should definitely do like a Tusk cosplay.
Is that all that lives in your head?
I blame Justin Long.
Like,
really? Because if you've ever seen Barbarian, this is far beyond that.
what's Barbarian about again?
No.
Oh. What's Barbarian about again?
Okay. So there's some of my favorite YouTube channels on YouTube are criminal psychology, like raw interrogation footage.
Love that.
And a lot of it has to do with like you just can't stop watching. I have a problem. But there's a case, it's called the Josef Fritzl case, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. And I'm not going to talk about it too much because it's just really that fucked up. I believe that Barbarian was influenced by this case, and that's why I'm so opposed to it, because it's just such a strange thing to like make a movie about. It involves incest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like that.
It's not the best.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that's terrifying, but why? Why?
Why is incest?
Why is that part? No, why is that a part of like a script?
Oh, the script.
Why does that need to be involved for horror?
People are like twisted, and people like to
People are like
people are like so twisted.
They're so weird.
Scary.
I agree.
Yeah.
I
No,
agree.
it's scary out here.
Well, I mean, Tusk is. I mean, I have no room to talk.
Yeah, but I mean, at least it's not about
Right. It's not
incest.
a walrus and a walrus brother making love. It's
Yeah,
about a guy
that'd be
who's
crazy.
forced to be a walrus and speak like a walrus.
Yeah.
He gets his tongue like removed.
You know, I closed my eyes for a lot of it.
Oh, Treya.
Like, I closed my eyes for a lot of it, and then I opened my eyes, and it was like
I don't
he was
blame
already
you.
in Tusk form. In
Well, now we have to watch it again.
no,
Yes.
I could not.
Yes.
You know what I don't mind? Because like when we were watching this in a group, and people were like, "Oh, this movie like is just so slow. Like it starts." I don't mind a slow burn. That's fine.
I don't understand why people are so harsh on that.
Human in the shape of a walrus, though.
Okay.
I don't know.
Well, yeah, I thought we
Like,
were
why
going
did
in a
we
really good
build-
direction.
Yeah,
and
kinda.
then you
I laid it on
pursue
you.
your hate on this movie.
I don't hate it.
Yeah,
I
it
just
feels like-
wouldn't choose to watch it.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you. It's definitely like I've had my own like little why did I watch this moment, but I watched it again.
Like, you know, the what is it? Not the lyrics. Not the lyrics.
The lyrics.
What is it called?
There
You know, the
should be a
script?
Tusk song.
No, there shouldn't.
I'm gonna write it.
No.
Yes.
What is
doing
it?
it.
You like know the lines, huh? You know the lines. Like you watch it and you like say the lines out loud. I know you do. I can tell.
I do. My friends and I reference it all the time. It's just
So you
really
have
that
friends outside of our circle who like it.
good. You're like, you have friends?
You have friends?
You have friends? I actually, okay. So my friends from home, one of our favorite things to do was go to old theaters, watch reruns of like John Carpenter's The Thing and like Fire and Ice and like Ace Ventura and like
Yeah.
I don't know if you've ever seen Enemy Mine. It's like a horror movie. Well, alien movie. Have you seen Alien? Like
Should I just leave now?
Sigourney Weaver. Do you know what that is? That's okay. I'm definitely not one of those people who's like,
No, you're not, right?
like, frick you for like not, that's
like
not
you
what I'm saying.
unmovie nerd.
Absolutely not. No, because you know what? Not everybody had like the time to just like sit down and watch. I didn't have the time to watch movies and really get into it. Until it was like my free will and my decisions. My mom made me watch Scarface at like 7 years old. So
Okay, I've
that's
seen
kind of where it
Scarface.
started.
That's wild. I see the appeal to like mafia movies and whatnot.
Oh, I love that.
But like I don't know. I can only comment on one certain type. So like yesterday, Jared and I were watching this show that our other friend suggested, and it was like a very
show?
like it was called like This Fool. It's on Hulu. It's like a new age like
That sounds funny.
here's the
It's
thing.
not funny.
Like it wants to be funny. It's one of those like
It wants to be funny. They tried. Okay.
it's one of those like Latino shows, like very East LA core,
Okay.
but they just seem to
I don't really
never
know what that
get it.
means.
Yeah, I know. I'm trying to like
I'm
like
unfamiliar.
Chicano culture, Mexican vibes, but they just always do it in a way that's like it just feels more stereotypical than authentic. And it's just always the same thing. Like it's this weird mix of Spanglish that just feels off.
Feels forced.
It's so forced.
See, I watch a lot of anime, and I feel like that's also like kind of a part of anime sometimes too. Is like
Yeah.
there's like random bits of like American culture, and I'm like,
Okay.
you guys are cooler. Why?
Yeah. So I feel the same with like I just feel like when there's movies that bring in like Mexican culture, it's always either like kind of corny-ish or like narco drug related. Like I'm waiting for
Narcos.
yes. And I'm just waiting for the day where it's something that is like not based on like stereotypes
Cartel.
or the cartel.
Okay, yeah. No,
You know?
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree. You know what's funny? Okay. My partner asked me why I watch Modern Family so much recently, and I really had to think about it. And I was like, it's because of the lack of family I have. Like, it makes me feel like I have a family. Not to even be like demented and like self-deprecating. It genuinely is my comfort show.
Yeah.
But I mean, if I have a favorite show at all, it would definitely be Succession, and I highly
Which one's
that you watch it.
We're gonna wrap up in 5, okay? So I do want to end with I want some food recommendations. Like what is your favorite
absolutely.
food in LA?
Oh my gosh, Cafe Brazil.
Cafe Brazil.
Cafe Brazil is the best, like hole in the wall Brazilian food. It's authentic. They have like fried caramelized plantains over rice with like grilled whatever you want. Chicken. They have like salmon. I always get salmon. I love salmon.
Yeah.
It comes with pico de gallo. It comes with like everything you could possibly want on a dish. Like it's
we're going
really
there.
good portions. They even have really good salad. I am not a salad person, but
Okay.
I will eat that shit like a rabbit. Like the way that they serve it too is like really nice.
Yeah.
It's kind of like serve yourself a little bit. Like you can get your own water, you can get your own
Okay.
whatever you want on top of everything. They even have like really good chocolate. Actually never. I'll be getting that myself.
Whatever.
But it's a really good spot. My brother took me there a couple times. He's like in the area. It's like
Okay.
I can't remember where it is, but it's a really, really good spot.
Do they have coffee? Like, is there like a cafe
I'm sure
or
they
no?
do. I'm sure they do, but
Okay.
like honestly, the food is way better than like the caffeine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I definitely gotta try that. Any
Mhm.
favorite coffee shops in LA?
Um, I mean, I'm such a Phil's girl, but I recently just discovered Horror Vibes Cafe,
Oh, I've heard of
and
it.
knowing me, walking just into there was like phenomenal.
Have you had Maru coffee?
No,
Okay, I gotta take you there.
what is that?
You'll take me to Horror Cafe and I'll take you to Maru. They have really, really good coffee with the best cold foam. Like, you gotta literally buy that shit separately. A little pricey, but you know how it gets out
I'm
here.
definitely a cold foam girl. At Dutch Bros, we call it soft top.
Yes.
Yeah,
Soft.
really good.
Love that.
Really good. It really like adds to the like richness of the
Yeah.
drink, and watching it like
Yeah.
fall down
Yeah.
like a beautiful silhouette of cream is great.
That was so poetic.
Thank you.
Thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode. Stay tuned for the next one and make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe.
Thank you so much for listening to me and having me here. I definitely feel very warm and welcome. Your presence is always like a pleasant.
Do you want to tell them where they could find you?
Yes,
Stream, everything?
my streams are pretty sporadic, but I am on Instagram. It's EHCICO. But yeah, I also have a Discord link that I will provide
Yeah,
if I
sure.
can.
Of
You
course.
can always find it on my Instagram too, though.
Love that.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
Appreciate you.
Seriously.